In episode 2, we explore the awe-inspiring Perito Moreno Glacier, accessible from El Calafate. We'll experience the glacier from the scenic boardwalks of Los Glaciares National Park and get up close on a thrilling boat tour, navigating icy waters and almost witnessing calving events. El Calafate, the gateway to this natural wonder, features a charming rustic architecture that blends with the Patagonian landscape. Explore the town with us as we highlight the places we most enjoyed to eat and drink. Well, if you're watching last time, we've been in El Chaitén and we're just leaving there now. We're going to pick up a couple of empanadas and then begin our drive to El Calafate and get to the glacier. So it's about a 4-hour drive. It's going to be absolutely stunning and the weather is peachy today. You can see Fitzroy there, a little bit of cloud. That's probably the best we've seen it colour-wise the last few days. We just haven't had the weather. Right, anyway, let's get these empanadas and get on our way. Four carne empanada. That's it. Bye. All right, let's get moving. There's the one petrol pump, I think we said in the last video. It's the only place in town you can get fuel. There's one pump, it's cash only. And now, as we drive on, there's nothing for, I think, 200 kilometers, if not more, before we get to El Calafate. Just one final look back at the town and Fitzroy. We really have been unlucky. It's been cloudy over the mountain virtually the whole time we've been here. So I guess we'll just have to keep looking at our Patagonia tops that have got the Fitzroy Mountain logo on them. Amazingly, the further away we drove, the more cloud cover cleared, and for the first time on this trip, we managed to get a good view of Fitzroy. It is amazing. After an incredibly scenic drive that didn't feel like 3 hours, we passed through El Calafate, where most people base themselves to visit the glacier. We'll be back later on to see the town and the attractions. So we're outside the other side of town now, heading towards the national park, and shortly we'll need to pull over and buy tickets. I think we need our passports as well. It's going to cost us 45,000 pesos each. I think that's about £35 per person. And hopefully that'll give us access then to the glacier and all the walkways and everything that we're going to. But even once we've got past here, we've still got about 70 kilometers to drive. So it's been quite a drive this morning, but it's been really beautiful and such a lovely day. So fingers crossed we get our tickets in a minute and we'll get through into the national park. Getting to Perito Moreno without a car is easy. Several tour operators in El Calafate offer daily coach trips to the glacier. You can book these tickets online or at any tour office in the town. When booking, double check whether the Los Glaciares National Park entrance fee is included. It often isn't, and the coach will likely make a stop at the park entrance for everyone to purchase their tickets, adding to the cost of your day trip. We're just jumping out to buy our ticket. There we go, we have our tickets, so we can go across the barrier and into the national park. Let's get to that glacier.
Just pulled over at the side of the road, little picnic area, and we are going to have some empanada, which we bought in Chalten earlier this morning. The nice view.
Okay. Is it nice? Mm. We're about to get our first glimpse of the glacier. What we've come for, very exciting. There we are. Four hours after leaving El Chaiten, we arrive at the glacier viewing areas. It has to be the prettiest car park in the world. Where else do you get icebergs floating by? There is a restaurant, cafe, toilets, and there's a map showing the boardwalk routes. Some are more energetic than others. A free shuttle bus service will drive you to a higher station, which means for the most part you're walking downhill, making it a bit easier. In the distance is a tour boat that will take groups out up close to this incredible site. A small booth by the bus stop is where you can buy tickets and see the schedule. Right, so we've just picked up our tickets for the 1 o'clock boat. They are 60,000 pesos each, which is about £47. It's a lot of money, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance, I guess. It's an hour's boat ride right up to the glacier itself, so let's head down to the boat and get on board. For safety reasons, we start the tour seated while they explain about the glacier.
Away from the wall, this wall is between 40 and 60 meters high over the lake level and continue 100 meters more under the lake. And it's only 2 kilometers long, we're gonna take 1 hour. We have plenty of time to take pictures and enjoy the navigation. Vamos a navegar 2 kilómetros.
Within a few minutes, we are free to walk on the open top deck and take full advantage of these extraordinary views. Among the Earth's most dynamic and accessible ice fields, Perito Moreno formed over millennia from compacted snow. Whilst most glaciers are retreating, this one is expanding. As it grows, cracks form in its terminus, causing large chunks of ice to break off and crash into the ice field below. These dense masses of ice carve into Lake Argentino, creating icebergs and depositing them into the lake. The sounds of crashing ice can be heard throughout the day as various chunks give way. Catching them on film is another thing. We had one close encounter. It's sadly time to head back to shore. I would say that even though on land it was quite warm, in front of the ice field it was surprisingly cold, and hats, gloves and layers are needed. Well, we all have to go back in the boat just temporarily just before we reach the wharf where we'll all get off, but that was a fantastic hour seeing the glacier up close, and we're now going to walk through some of the 3.7 kilometres of board walks.
So we're here. That bus takes you up there to the lower car park.
Right.
And then that's the start of like all the different trails.
Okay.
So I assume like
We'll start the blue and walk our way around that way.
May as well, I think.
Okay, let's do that then.
These metal boardwalks are actually really easy to walk on, and there's a lot of stairs, but they're all flat other than that. Today we actually have 17 degrees. It's pretty warm, although it was cold out on the boat. But yeah, wear sun cream because the UV index is strong.
Well, the Glacier didn't disappoint. It's been absolutely fantastic. Really worth doing the boat trip, even though it is pretty pricey. You just can't get those views without being on that boat. It gives a completely different perspective. The boardwalks were good fun, and we've probably only walked half of them, but we've been wandering around for a good couple of hours now, and it's a pretty hot day actually, about 17, 18 degrees out. So fantastic, really enjoyed it. We're going to head into El Calafate now, and we'll have a look around town, get checked into our hotel. Okay, so we've arrived at the hotel. We're staying in the Calafate Park Hotel. It's just one road back from the sort of the main strip, the main road that runs through the town. We just go and get checked in, and then we'll have a little look around. There are plenty of different classes of hotel and hostels in the town to fit your budget. This was slightly above average on the price. The room was a little dated, but very comfortable, and overall this hotel was perfect for our short trip. So as I said earlier, the hotel is one street back from the main road that runs right through the centre. So we'll pop up there now and show you some of the highlights, some of the shops, restaurants and bars that are here, and show you what you can see when you come. So across the road there is the Yeti Ice Bar. We're not going to go in. I think it really is just like a refrigerated room. Not really a proper ice bar, I don't think. But they've probably got slabs of ice. I could be completely wrong. But we'll give that one a miss. Roughly in the middle of the town is the National Park Buildings and Tourist Information Office. There is a very sweet little garden you can walk around. We are approaching a bust of Francisco Moreno, also known as Perito Moreno, who was a prominent Argentinian explorer and academic. He is considered one of the most influential figures in the incorporation of large parts of Patagonia into Argentina. He was also a skilled surveyor and cartographer, and his work was instrumental in defining the border between Argentina and Chile. Perito Moreno Glacier is named after him in recognition for his contributions to the exploration and study of the region. In 1888, he founded La Plata Museum of Natural History, the most important of its kind in South America. Within the grounds you can also explore other exhibits, some of which refer to the naturalist Charles Darwin and his famous voyages around the world. A ship called HMS Beagle carried Darwin, and his observations and collections during this voyage, particularly in the Galapagos Islands, were instrumental in the development of his theory of evolution by natural selection. His fame obscured the life works of an equally gifted pioneer, Robert Fitzroy, the captain of HMS Beagle on Darwin's voyages.
Darwin and Captain Fitzroy travelled on an exploration voyage around the world on HMS ship Beagle. The objective was to make
Mount Fitzroy, that majestic mountain we were sleeping under in the last video, was named after Captain Fitzroy by Francisco Moreno in 1877 in honour of Fitzroy's contribution to the exploration and charting of the Patagonian coast. Quite a sweet little park. I think it's just showcasing the National Park Service, and you can get some information there, sort of a tourist information centre, and just have a wander around the gardens, find out some information about the historical people that have touched this part of the world. Whilst we're talking a little bit about history, and you know we like to add a little to our videos, it might be of interest to know that before it became a popular tourist destination, El Calafate was a small sheep farming village. In the early 1900s, the arrival of the first settlers marked the beginning of its transformation into a bustling town. The discovery of the glacier further fueled its growth, attracting explorers and adventurers from around the world. Today, a vibrant mix of European-style architecture and the distinct Patagonian character welcome you.
Hello.
The main street is awash with trinket stores, branded clothes outlets, and places to get that last-minute hiking gear you forgot to bring. Timberland. We've always enjoyed a drink at the Patagonia Brewery when we've travelled in South America, so it was great to see the pub here in Calafate. The town's culinary scene is exceptionally good, from cosy cafes serving up delicious pastries to upscale restaurants offering gourmet Patagonian cuisine. There's something for everyone's budget.
Little pasta bar there.
Yes, I've looked at that.
Didn't like it.
No, it looks good.
Huh. So it's an option. Right, well, we've reached the top of town, if you want to call it that. Top of the drag, where most of the restaurants and shops and things are. So just across from us is one of the larger petrol stations where you can get fuel. There's not many places to buy fuel, so if you have hired a car, then you'll probably be coming here to get filled up. There is no petrol station at the airport, so you will be filling up here, taking it back to the airport. It is a half-an-hour drive, and that is still classed as full as far as everybody at the airport is concerned, because there's nowhere else to get fuel.
On the side road beside the petrol station was a restaurant chain which we'd been interested in visiting, Isabel. This serves traditional Argentinian food on large sharing cast iron discs.
So the way it works at Isabel is that you get a disc and you share that between two, and the disc you pick a different meat, whether it's lamb, steak or whatever you want, and then you get to share that together. So we'll have that coming soon. We've just had the lovely bread, really beautiful and warm and crusty, very good with the herb butter. So we're really looking forward to the disc.
Cuidado, está muy caliente. Very hot.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, there's quite a lot there.
Yeah, it's loads.
Give yourself some. Do you like it? Very good. Well, Isabel's is pretty good. Would recommend it, folks. Cost us 89,000 for the tours. We did have some Malbec wine as well as the beer.
On our second day, we decided to take a break from filming and instead spent the day hiking just outside of town. We wanted to take in the scenery and disconnect from the cameras for a bit. We did, however, want to share another dinner option with you.
So here, is this it? Hello. Hola. For two people, please.
Yes, you can sit if you want in this table,
Uh-huh.
maybe, or right now.
No, this is fine. This is fine. Gracias. Cheers. What have we got here?
Pepperoni?
Pepperoni on this side, and you can't see it on this side, but it's mortadella with rocket.
Nuts, pistachio.
Looks absolutely fantastic. Thin olive, because we don't like olive, do we? like it.
Lovely pizza here. We had the 50-50 one, so a bit of mortadella with pistachio rocket and pepperoni, which was divine. I want my last slice. And yeah, it's been a great pizza. I would say maybe even top 7 world that I've ever had. Pretty damn good, actually. So absolutely stuffed. I'm pleased we shared a pizza today. It's all we needed. But yeah, I highly recommend coming here. Well and truly spent.
Well, that was an incredible pizza. We really enjoyed that. It's not the cheapest place in the world to be, but the food is very good. The wine flows very nicely. The sun is setting here in El Calafate. Thanks so much for watching. Next time we'll be virtually at World's End in Ushuaia. So join us again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Give us a like and subscribe. I know this doggy will. Thanks so much and take care. Goodbye for now.
Our journey continues to Ushuaia, the world's southernmost city, a vibrant gateway to Antarctica. Join us as we explore the Beagle Channel, embarking on a breathtaking day's voyage to encounter playful sea lions, soaring cormorants, and the unforgettable sight of the penguin colony on Martillo Island. We'll also lace up our hiking boots for a 9-kilometre trek to the stunning Laguna Esmeralda and a visit to the planet's southernmost post office. Finally, we'll step aboard the iconic end-of-the-world train, winding through the spectacular Tierra del Fuego National Park. Don't miss the next instalment of our Patagonian adventure. Subscribe now and join the Memory Seekers.